Good afternoon. This is our website, Music for All, a management system for music events. As we can see right now, we're not logged in or registered. We can still access a lot of the website. So, for example, I can still see what artists are on the website, but I cannot, for example, in an event, there's no ticket, there's no way to buy a ticket, there's no way to write a review, even though I can see reviews for the artist. So basically I can see a lot of things not being logged in, but I cannot actually use the system. So now let's see how we log in or register. So let's do the registration, because in the registration, so let's just fill in this. So one of the things that we've implemented that no one can join our website if they are under 16 years old, and this is one of the things we will see. For example, now let's just put this. In the account type, we can choose to be a host, a participant, or you can choose to be both. So at this point, we're going to put both. Okay. And for the password, so now let's see, I'll just put a password like 123. I'm going to type the password 123. Yes. So immediately it says that the password has to be a minimum of 8 characters. And what you'll see is as well, now I just put 45678, 45678. We also made sure that the password would have to have some rules, so it has to have one uppercase character, one lowercase, and one number. So just do. And now we'll see how you must be over 16 years old to sign up. So again, there are all these checks in place before you can register, with the website. And yes, as I can see now, we can finally register, and now we can log in. And we are successfully signed in. Okay, so now that we are logged in, we can see that when we go on the events page and we see, for example, this event, that we already have the button to buy ticket, that here we don't have the button to leave a review, but because it says that we have to wait until the event happens to leave a review. But for example, if we look at this one, we can leave a review for this one. And now let's see how we will buy a ticket. So, for example, let's go to this one. And here we can just buy a ticket, select the amount of tickets we want. Cannot buy more than 10 tickets. Yes, buy it. Okay. So as we can see, the user can be a participant and book tickets for other people's events. And if we go here, so because I'm logged in to be both a participant and a host, I can see both my tickets bought and all the events I'm hosting. So we'll see now the tickets bought, for example. We can see that I've purchased 7 for ABC and 1 for this event called Mary's Test. And now looking at the events that I am hosting, I can click on host an event, give it a name. I can choose the venue. These venues, the website gives you the venues, you can only choose from them. You can already choose one of the performers we have in the system, and then the description is automatic. But if you want to create a new performer, you will be asked to write a description for the performer. So any category, price. So here we have checks in place to make sure that firstly the event date cannot be in the future, and that the purchase end date has to be before the event date. So for example, if I try and do this, yeah, see, it doesn't let me. So now I'll put like this, and we can add the event. Okay, as we can see now, we have here test event M, and here we will see the list of participants for the event. Okay, so far we've seen how all users can register with the system in creating an account, how to actually be able to use the system, a user must be logged in, and how we can set up our own events, but also book events, and how when the user is creating an event, it has to set the suitable conditions and features, such as the description, if it is a new artist, location, the locations it chooses from a drop-down list, as we've seen, the date, the category, the number of tickets available, and the end date for purchasing. Now we'll see how a user can search the system for categories of events and can browse events within certain categories or time frames. So we have this event search. We can let's put price from 1 to 100. The category, let's say that we want indie rock, we don't mind about the artist, and we want an event in the next until the 17th of January, and then we check availability, and we have here the Smiths Afterlife, for which now we can go and buy a ticket, or even 6. And as we can see now, we will have here the Smiths Afterlife in my tickets purchased. Okay, so now we can see how, for example, if we go to this event and we see that it's past the date and sold out, and so if we try to buy a ticket, it will tell us that we are unable to do so. Okay, so now we've seen how we have checks in place to make sure that a user, when booking a ticket for an event, cannot book a ticket for an event that has already happened as full. So now we'll see how here, if we go here and we go to the tickets bought, we can see the list of events that this user is attending. And then in our code, you'll be able to see how there is a function that will email for the events that are imminent. Now we will see how the user that is hosting can view the progress of ticket sales and generate the list of the participants. So we can see event hosting. These are all the events that this user is hosting. And for each of the events, you can see exactly how many tickets were purchased and who bought this ticket. So for example, let's look at Mary's test. We see that Margarita Ferreira bought 1, Mary Jane and Mary Lopez, and the total purchase tickets is 3. There's also the distinction between the upcoming events and the previously hosted events. Finally, we can see the part about the feedback and the ratings. So as you can see, if I'm in this event, I can see what was the feedback, really love the artist, and the rating out of 5. And because the event has passed, I can leave a review. Okay. And my review will now appear here. However, if I am, for example, going to this event where the event hasn't yet happened, it does say that please wait until the event date in order to leave a review. But yes, that basically shows how these feedbacks and ratings are visible to other users, and they can only happen once the event has passed. And we also wanted to show here, for example, in the event hosting, how you have the option to update an event. You can only, as you can see, you can only update the upcoming events, never the previously hosted. And you can update the events by changing the event name, the venue, the date, the purchase date, or the availability. You cannot change the price, for example, because we thought that that would be unfair for the people that have already bought the ticket, so that you cannot do. So as we can see, we've changed from test 5 to test 4 this event. The other interesting thing is for the profile. Whenever you click on the profile, you can update your profile. You cannot update your username, but for example, let's say even the user gets married, gets a different last name, and they can come and change the last name or change the password. And actually for the password, we also created a function that we can, so if you cannot remember your own password, you click the forgot your password, enter your email address, and if you're, so for example, if I do this, if your password does not exist, it will tell you that it's not able to reset the password, but if it does exist, it actually will email you, should email you the password. However, this, because we don't actually have the website running, it won't do this, even though this is coded to do so. So in the code, you'll see in the function, you'll see that it will use the email function PHP to do so, and that it is emailing from info@musicforall.com. So if we actually went ahead and bought this domain, our code would actually go and send out these emails. Also, in the profile, so we can see that this account, Vera, she is a host. So you can see that she can only see event hosting and her reviews. If you go, and then she can be both, and she'll see, well, if we update here the details, she can see the tickets bought in the event hosting, and she's just a participant. She'll just see the tickets bought. So yes, basically this is our website. We hope that you have enjoyed it, and now we can just log out we think that we've met all of the requirements and have added even some things ourselves. And thank you so much for your time.